This is me at the age of 15 years old. I used to play video games probably for an average of 8 hours a day, and it would quite literally consume all of my free time. But in the back of my head, there was always a sense of guilt. I should have gone to the gym today. I should have studied today. I should have taken care of my hygiene. I should have tried to start a business. I should have done more and more. Until there was no escape. The summer after grade 10 had come to an end, I knew I'm going to have to make friends and hang out with people in real life once again. And I did not want to go back to school as a sore loser that is still ugly, still lazy, and still lost. So as the new school year was right around the corner, I began to slowly overcome my video addiction. I began to lose weight. I began practicing basketball, and I began taking my health a bit more seriously. Results quickly began to show, and some people I knew began noticing and giving me compliments as well, which helped reinforce my behaviors and keep me going. Near the end of my grade 11 year, I stumbled upon a community that called themselves 𝗟𝗘𝗧'𝗦. They were a small community that didn't have much attention, but they were quickly growing, and so I joined them as well. And before I knew it, I looked in the mirror and saw a completely different person. I uploaded a picture of myself on Instagram and even made a glow-up video on TikTok. The attention I was getting at this point got to me real quick. Social media addiction overtook me, and it was at this point that I found there was nothing in my life I did more consciously and repeatedly than opening and closing my own phone. It was an unhealthy obsession of being liked by other people that was driving me, and you will see how this led to my destruction later in the video. It was also in my grade 12 year of high school that I had my mind settled that I would become rich before the age of 20. This is when I went all in on self-improvement. I started doing everything you imagine a successful person does. I began waking up early, I started working out more intensely, meditating, cold showers, intermittent fasting, consuming productive content on making money, improving myself. I even opened a trading account with my bank and started trading in the stock market, and I started making a bit of money as well. I finished my senior year in high school with a 4.0 GPA and entered university with a scholarship. My body was the leanest it's ever been. My focus felt unparalleled. This was everything I ever needed. The perfect life. Or so I thought. Nearly a year later, I sat with the opposite of a perfect life. I lost all my money on a risky trade in the stock market. My grades weren't even enough to apply to medical school, much less get accepted. My health began deteriorating as well, as I was entering a cycle of depressive thoughts. What happened, you may be wondering? I got addicted to self-help, and it almost destroyed my life. You see, I began working out for the sake of working out. I began taking cold showers for the sake of taking cold showers. Everything was done for its own sake, to make me feel productive and not be productive. All the while convincing myself I was becoming closer to my goals and dreams. Understand, addictions occur not because of the substance or action itself, but what the substance or action does to your brain. My entire brain was becoming wired to get dopamine release from these things. People talk about dopamine addiction from social media and drugs, but nobody ever talks about the dopamine addiction that comes from self-improvement. And just like a drug addict, I would look forward to the next time I did these habits, and dopamine would release in my brain, convincing me that I just made progress. I did this again and again and again, only to pause months later and realize I've made no progress at all. I've only gotten better at convincing myself I did. This is the illusion of progress. They say that the curse of being a clever person is that you're capable of convincing yourself of things that are not really true. And I became an expert in convincing myself that everything I was doing was going to make me the best version of myself. Look, you must understand, progress is only defined by the goal that is being progressed towards. Cold showers aren't inherently making progress, but the energy you get from the cold showers to be used towards making a website, for example, is actual progress. If you do not have a goal, then you cannot make progress. So you must first make a goal. The illusion of progress is about doing things that make you think you're making progress when you're not making any progress at all. It's reading about making money but never actually starting to do so. It's planning your entire schedule and telling yourself, that's enough for today. It's the urge to change your life at 3 AM, so you clean your room and write down habits you're going to start doing, then fall into the same old habits the next day. The illusion of progress is the most lethal form of procrastination that exists, because procrastination usually makes you feel guilty as you divert your attention away from what needs to be done. The illusion of progress, however, convinces you you're doing exactly what you need to do. All the while, the things that will actually make you achieve your dreams are left on the back burner. So the guilt that usually follows procrastination never shows itself here when you're caught up in the illusion of progress. So the solution to the illusion of progress is that you must sit and write down well thought out goals that will define your legacy after you pass away. Do not be like me and just follow whatever goal that was thrown at my face, whether it was losing weight, looks maxing, trading in the stock market, etc. These are superficial goals that do not define my life. I don't want my legacy to be known as the guy that lost weight, or the guy that had a glow up, or the guy that made money on the stock market. My goal now is much greater: to be known as the guy that spoke the truth to my generation and helped lead them to a better life through my ability for creating content. This is what a true life goal looks like. So I ask you, please do not be like my old self. Because I sit here now realizing I spent all my teenage years being obsessed with shallow things such as beauty and money, and it led me to nothing but regret and resentment. The younger version of myself had so much intelligence, energy, and drive. Instead of using it to pursue something more meaningful in changing the world, I instead directed that fire inward and burnt myself up. And so many people I know fall into this very same trap, only to wake up with a whole bunch of temporary motivation and a painful realization that you haven't accomplished anything yet. You've only gotten better at convincing yourself that you have. This isn't to deter anyone from these habits, because many of them I still continue till today. It's the reason why you're doing these habits in the first place that I'm talking about here. So take my warning very seriously. The illusion of progress is real, and it just may destroy you during the greatest years of your life. Therefore, it is of utmost importance that you map your life out, because this is something not only you are experiencing, but most young people around the world experience. If you don't know what you want to do or who you want to become, sit down with your mother or father first. Find a mentor that you really look up to locally. And if you truly can't find any mentors or role models or any sort of help, reach out to me as a last resort and I'll try to help. Now that you understand the illusion of progress and the importance of true goal setting, you need to be aware of a phenomenon I like to call the bubble of positivity. This is something that I had become trapped into when I started following a bunch of stock market gurus online when I used to trade. Sure, the stock market gurus may have been making money off of trading stocks, but they created an entire business model based on convincing people to trade stocks by watching their videos, getting their news updates, and watching them stream their live trading. And they have one slogan that they keep repeating again and again: don't give up, everyone has losses. Don't give up, you'll eventually make it. Though it has some truth to it, these are usually lullabies to keep you asleep to the reality of how the stock market actually works. In fact, many of these companies and the content creators that they hire make profit off of leaking fake information to shareholders through anonymous accounts, making them buy in and then diluting their investments by opening more shares. But once you understand the principles of how the stock market works, you know just how difficult it is for a lone individual to make an accurate prediction of a stock price. But just like I was deceived by these stock gurus that chanted slogans to hypnotize their audience to staying in their dangerous game, many other self-help gurus and self-proclaimed mentors do the exact same. The social media posts telling you don't give up, all your dreams will come true, it's only a matter of time, you're unique, part of a special group unlike the rest. What's the result of this constant barrage of positivity? You end up thinking it all to be true. The line between healthy optimism and straight up delusion becomes blurred. Wherever you go, you're faced with positivity and you begin to think of yourself as invulnerable to failure and that you're all going to make it, thus blinding you to your own mistakes and lack of analysis. Skepticism and constructive feedback is nowhere to be found when those are the two most important things for someone trying to improve themselves. The healthy balance between positivity and negativity is lost and you have failed before you even start. You just don't realize it with all the noise surrounding you. So my warning here is to be careful of who and what you let enter your mind. Because once you realize the power of the tongue, you won't just say anything. Once you realize the power of your thoughts, you won't just entertain anything. Once you realize the power of your presence, you won't just be anywhere. Surround yourself with real people that actually have a vision, not those that romanticize working hard for the sake of working hard. Do this and you'll break out of the bubble of positivity that has conditioned unrealistic expectations of success in your mind.
And with that being said, I want to thank you all for watching to the end of the video. This might sound a little bit cliche because every YouTuber says it, but do like and subscribe. It literally takes a few seconds, but it means a lot to me. You can do it right now as I speak. And if you found anything interesting or you learned something valuable, then do share this video with your friends. Not only will your friends benefit from it, but the algorithm might pick it up and send it to even more people. And you'll find some of the rewards yourself for that. So once again, like, subscribe, and share. And also, if you're interested in Islam and politics, you can check out some of my other videos which are on those two topics, Islam and politics, and I'm sure you'll find it quite interesting as well. All that's left now is for us to part ways. Until next time. 𝗟𝗓𝗧'𝗦